Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Tash, if I haven't met you before, but I think I've met most of you. I love this class. So yeah, I'm really happy to be covering for Karine this evening and next week as well. She's on her travels, celebrating Samhain. So yes, we've got Halloween tomorrow, also known as Samhain, and you know it's not just about trick-or-treating and silly Western things. It's about connecting with people we've lost. It's that connection with the spiritual realm, and so maybe dedicating your practice to someone you've lost, maybe or not, but take what you need from it, take options that are right for you. And yeah, we'll make a start. We're going to be working with root and heart chakra. I just felt that was kind of appropriate, thinking about that connection. So yeah, we're going to start on our backs this evening. So come and have a lay on your back, get nice and comfy. And bending your knees, planting feet down, taking feet to sort of mat width and letting your knees touch together. And just placing your hands on your lower ribs. Maybe those bigger middle fingers are touching each other. And closing down your eyes, if that's comfortable for you. And just starting to check in with how you're feeling today. Just following that natural flow of your breath. And just noticing as you inhale how those fingers pull apart. And as you exhale, how they join back together. And just starting to bring a count to your breath. So not breathing in any particular way, but as you inhale, counting 1. Exhale is 2. Inhale 3. And so on and so forth up to 10 in your own count. Once you've got to 10, just starting to find a bit of movement now in your hips. So rocking knees side to side very gently, like they're just swaying in the wind. And start to connect that movement with your breath. So inhale down to one side, exhale the other. Good. In your own time. Maybe that movement is getting a bit bigger. The more you do. Good. And then coming back to the middle. Have a hug of your right knee into your chest. Good. You're starting to circle that right leg. Yeah, little circles, just warming up that joint nice and gently. Good, holding behind your thigh now, so onto your hamstring, and just start to straighten out that knee, not forcing, and bend again. And in your own time, straightening. As you straighten, you might pull your toes towards your shin or circle your ankle. How does it feel when we turn our foot inwards and outwards? Just exploring that movement. Yeah, and rebend and straighten. Again, just keeping it nice and gentle while we're warming our bodies up. And in your own time, popping that foot back down and taking that to the other side. So just hugging the left knee in to the chest first. Good, and starting to circle that hip. Nice. And in your own time, holding behind your thigh, and once again, starting to straighten that knee out. Again, just bending, straightening, wiggling that ankle. Good. And replacing that foot back down. Point your hands towards the sky and let's make some fists and open. Wake those hands up, really stretching out those fingers as far as they go. And making a fist and starting to circle into those wrists. Is there one that's feeling a bit stiffer than the other? Good, and going in the other direction. Brilliant. Okay, and in your own time, rolling onto your preferred side and finding your way into tabletop position. And just continuing to warm those wrists up. Let's just take some little circles, any direction you like. Good. And starting to make those circles bigger. Maybe making that movement a bit more dramatic, taking hips back towards ankles. If you need to have something under your knees, like a blanket, please do so. Good. Okay, coming back to that middle position, and let's take that the other direction. So just little circles to start. And making those circles bigger. Good. And coming back to that middle position. Okay, taking it through some cat-cows now. And again, thinking about linking that breath. So as we inhale, we're going to draw back up, tucking the chin in, tucking the tailbone under if that's comfortable. Really rooting down through the hands and knees and toes. And as we exhale, we're going to release. Just let that belly really sink down towards the mat, looking up to the ceiling. Good. And breathing here. On the next inhale, once again, drawing that spine up, pulling those shoulder blades apart. And exhale, sinking down. Good. Go for a few more in your own time. Holding it for as long or as little as you want to. Lovely to hear you all breathing with that movement. Good. And when you're ready, coming back to that neutral position once more. And finding some thread the needles here. I was going to do this with an outstretched leg. I think we have got enough space, maybe. You might need to go long ways on your mat, but taking your right foot out to the side. Yeah, good. So straight away, you might feel a stretch on the inside of the thigh, on the adductor, and maybe on the outside of the calf. And if we feel stable there, taking left hand out to the side. Good. Taking that up to the ceiling, if your range of movement allows you to, or just keeping horizontal with the ground. Good. Following it with your gaze. And on the next exhale, threading that hand through. So thread the needle, but with an outstretched leg. Letting that head go down towards the ground if it wants to go, not stressing if it doesn't want to go. Good. And just breathing here again. And pushing through that right hand, taking left hand back up, following it with your gaze, and popping that down on the mat. Let's take that the other side. So left foot is coming out now. Just hanging out there for a second. Right hand is coming out to the side, maybe up to the ceiling. Good. And on the next exhale, threading through. And pushing through that left hand, taking right hand back up and replacing it back down on the mat. Okay, bringing that knee back in now and finding your way facing the short edge of the mat once more. Going to find a melting heart posture now. We're going to do this at the end as well, so don't worry if you're not getting too much movement at the moment. That's never what it's about, but it'll be interesting to see how much more you get later. So stretching arms out in front of you as if we're going to do a child's pose, but instead of sinking hips back, we're sinking heart to the ground. Good, and sticking hips nice and high in the sky. Let's see how we're all doing. Yeah, good, it's quite an intense one, this. Trying to get hips over the knees. Yeah, good. Good, and lifting ourselves up now, transferring weight towards hands. Tuck your toes under, and let's push into our first downward dog. Nice deep bend in the knees. Don't try and push into a perfect down dog. Deep bend hips towards the ceiling. Yeah, good, and pulling chest towards the knees. See how it feels taking hands out to the side of the mat. Maybe you want to literally hold on to the sides of the mat and bringing feet together. How does that feel? If you don't like it, go back to that more traditional down dog position. It's good to try these different things. Good. Pedaling into alternate knees, maybe swaying hips. Good. Nice. And coming back down onto your knees now, and we are going to find child's pose. So taking hips back towards feet. Don't worry if they don't touch. Stretching arms out in front. Nice active child's pose here. Good. Maybe coming onto fingertips. Great. Reaching as far as you can. And then walking hands over to the right side of the mat. Yeah, nice. Maybe crossing left hand over the top of right. Just enjoying that stretch into the side of the body. Really think about pushing that left hip back, and that's going to just make that a little bit more intense. We really neglect the sides of our body. Great. And in your own time, walking hands over to the left side of the mat now. And if it's comfortable, crossing your right hand over your left. Good, and coming back to the middle. Fantastic. Okay, stretching hands out once more. Let's find another downward dog. So pulling our weight over our hands, tucking toes under, pushing into that down dog position. Again, pedaling out knees, maybe rolling into hips if that's comfortable. Good. Okay, and looking towards hands and stepping feet forward to the front of the mat, however many steps you need to get there. Feet nice and wide, so hip width apart. Have a nice deep bend in your knees and folding forearms over each other. Yeah, good. And just draping over those bent knees. Supporting your body on your thighs. And just swaying side to side here for our ragdoll. Great. And slowly, slowly rolling back up. Good, really slow until we're at the top. Nice, okay. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to work through classical vinyasa here, classical sun salutation. So it's going to be nice and slow, and we're just going to add on a little extra thing as well. So feet together at the front of the mat. And let's just root down a second, squeezing thighs together, rolling those shoulders back. Good. And inhale, arms overhead, looking to hands. Maybe taking a little mini back bend here if that's comfortable. And exhale, folding down, bending knees and letting those hands come down. Good. As we look up, we're going to take our right foot back. So looking up, right foot's coming back, and we're setting that back knee back down. Good. And just finding a little crescent lunge here. Nice. So just stretching into the front of the thigh here, the hip flexor. If you're comfortable there, maybe bringing hands overhead. Good, but you can stay in that first position if you prefer. Good, so this is a classical sun salutation position, but what I want to add on here is taking those hands apart and just opening our hearts. This idea of rooting and heart opening. Good. Good, and bringing hands back together overhead, framing that front foot. Tucking the back toe under and taking left foot back and finding high plank. Good, coming down onto knees. And we're going to find Ashtangasana here. So we're not going all the way down, we're bringing chest down. So hips are going to be high, kind of like our melting heart. Yeah, good. And from there, we're going to roll, flatten legs out. Good. So then we're on our bellies. I know it's a funny little posture, this. Keep hands where they are. And let's find our little cobra. Nice. Good. Okay, unfolding, pushing onto knees and finding a downward dog. Wonderful. Okay, right leg is lifting nice and high. Let's just take a little hip roll here. So bending into that knee, putting your heel towards your left glute, just to open up that side of the body. Good, straightening again. And bringing that right foot between the hands at the front of the mat. You might need to take a few steps to get that foot there, maybe using a hand. Once you do, setting that back knee down. And we're going to find our crescent lunge on the other side. So just popping hands on knee to start with, staying here if that's comfortable for you, or maybe bringing hands overhead. Good. Yeah, you can have hands shoulder width apart if that's more comfortable. And let's open hearts to the sky. Joining hands back together. Framing front foot. This time we're bringing left foot to meet the right, so stepping that left foot forwards. Good, and lifting up, arms overhead, maybe taking another little back bend if that's comfortable, and hands down. Nice. Okay, we're going to take that the other side now. So inhale, arms overhead, and fold. As we lift, we're taking left foot back this time, coming down onto the left knee. Good. Coming into crescent lunge, maybe going straight to our arms overhead position. And opening up arms. Good. Joining hands together again. Framing that front foot, taking right foot back to the high plank now. Good. Coming down onto knees and finding that Ashtangasana. So chest is coming down, hips are staying up, and then we're sliding feet backwards, legs backwards. Yeah, good. Okay, little lift for our cobra. Nice. Okay, coming back down, pushing onto knees and finding downward dog once more. Good. And that left leg is lifting nice and high. Oh, don't worry about that. Bending into that knee and pulling your heel towards your hip, just to get that lovely open stretch into the side of the body. Don't worry if it's not too open. Straightening that leg again and bringing that foot between the hands at the front of the mat, however you need to get there. Coming down onto that back knee and finding our crescent lunge, maybe taking it straight there. Good. Nice, Hannah. I can see you really well. Feels like you're right here. And opening up arms. Good. Joining hands back together, framing that front foot, and we're bringing the right foot in to meet the left this time. Good, and then rolling back up, hands overhead, and a little back bend. Good. And back where we started. Finding a dancer's pose now. So I'll demonstrate it first because I don't want to move. You probably all know this, but we're going to take right foot behind us, holding on. What I like to do is really think about getting that pressure and letting that pressure bring you forward. Left hand is going to come out, maybe mudra, to help draw energy in. Find your static spot. My balance is crap tonight. Good. And then when we've done that, we're going to take foot backwards, but find your dancer's pose. So right foot in. Good. And in your own time, taking that where it needs to be. Gorgeous. Don't look at me, look at the static spot. I'll put you off. It's a tricky posture, this, but you all do it so well. Nice. With control coming out of that, can we take right foot straight backwards? Nice. Expanding those arms. Right hand's going down the back leg. For our reverse triangle. I can't not do this posture. I just love it. Good. And really letting that left hand lift as if someone's pulling you up towards the sky. Good. Let the next inhale bring you back up. Really think about reaching forwards as far as you can, and when you can't reach anymore, let that left hand go down towards the front leg. Right hand is coming high for our classic front-facing triangle. So palms should be pointing towards the same direction, towards the same direction as your open body. Yeah, good. And let's just try something a little bit different here, because why not? Internally rotating that upper right arm. Let's see if we can take it behind the back, maybe aiming to hold on to the inner left thigh. I am definitely not there, but I can see that some of you are. I'm really jealous. Good, rolling that right shoulder open. I think it's nice to work this variation just to think about getting that nice open body. Good, taking that right hand back towards the sky, maybe looking down to the front foot before pushing to come back up. Lovely. Okay, finding your way back to the front of your mat. Taking that onto the left side now. So left foot behind, and we're going to work our dancer's posture, and I'm going to stay super still. Find that focus point that's not going to move. Take your time. Yeah, good. Gorgeous focus. And with control, coming back out and letting that left foot go backwards. Arms spreading nice and wide. Left hand going down that back leg. Right hand nice and high. Good. Yeah, and feel that energy pulling you up. Straighten into front leg if you can. Good. Okay, let the next inhale lift you up. And straight away, we're reaching forwards and letting that right hand float down towards that calf. Left hand nice and high. And if we want to, internally rotating that upper arm and seeing if we can find our way towards that inner right thigh, but not worrying if we don't get there. Maybe it's just onto lower back. Yeah, good. And really think about rolling that left shoulder open. Tucking chin in. Nice. Okay, straightening out that arm again, reaching it up. Maybe looking down to that front foot and pushing back up to stand. Lovely. And coming back to the front of your mat. Taking foot out nice and wide, and we're going to be facing the long edge of your mat. So, yeah, we'll work it out. Perfect. Hands onto waist. Inhale, lift your chest towards the sky. And as we exhale, folding down, maybe with bent knees, hands are coming to ground. If they're not going to ground, do grab some blocks. Make life easy for yourself. You're actually going to get more out of the posture when we make these little adaptations. Yeah, good. So using blocks if you need to. Nice. Okay, keeping the left hand down, take the right hand up towards the sky and following it, just like I would with a thread the needle. Yeah, good. Oh, you do it so well. And once again, let's see if we can internally rotate that top hand and take it behind our back towards our left inner thigh. Yeah, nice. Keeping spines nice and straight, so trying not to fold down. Good. If that feels comfortable, maybe taking left hand towards the outside of the right ankle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. Nice. Okay, and let's slowly unwind from that. So left hand goes back towards the middle, right hand is going to the sky and replacing that right hand down onto the mat. Good. Let's take that to the other side. So right hand stays down, left arm lifts. Good, following it with your gaze. Lovely, Hannah. Okay, internally rotating that hand, taking it behind your back. Yeah, And we can stay here, or maybe we want to explore how it feels to take right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Good. Oh, you do so well. Good. Unwinding slowly from that. So right hand coming back to the mat, left arm lifts. Good. Replacing it back down onto the mat. Okay, little halfway lift here. So keeping hands down on the mat or on our blocks. And as we exhale, walking hands underneath for our little wide leg forward fold. Fingertips should be pointing the same direction as your toes. Good. And we're aiming to bring our hips over our feet here. Weight's coming into the toes. Nice. Love seeing all these variations. Okay, and walking hands back out again. Start to walk your hands over towards your, whichever foot is towards me. Okay, just so you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, good. And we're going to come down onto that back knee. With this front leg, we're going to find pigeon pose basically. So you might want to back off a little bit first and then bend into that front knee. Yeah, good. I prefer to do this with quite a deep bend in my knee. I think this is quite compromising, but be where you need to be. We've all got different shaped bodies. Maybe we're quite high, or maybe we're going quite low. Yeah, good. Try not to shift onto one side. Try to have both hips level. Yeah, good. And we're going to keep this high to start with. So maybe coming onto fingertips or using blocks. Yeah, good. And looking up to the sky if we can. If you feel quite comfortable here, maybe lifting hands overhead. That is a big ask. Ooh, lovely. Nice. Okay, slowly backing off if you've got arms overhead. And let's reach forwards now. Good. Yeah, lovely. You should be feeling a nice stretch in the outside of that glute. Good, just breathing here. Okay, starting to walk your way back up. Find your way back to the middle position however you want to. I don't think there's a particularly gracious way to do that. Yeah, good. So facing the long edge of the mat. That's it. And we're going to walk hands over towards the opposite side, whichever way you didn't go before. Yeah, good. And setting yourself up for that pigeon posture. So bending into that front leg. Good, and hips are coming down. Nice, nice and high to start with. Maybe using our blocks to give us a bit of lift and help us just feel a bit safer in this posture. Good. And folding down now, reaching forwards. Okay, slowly coming back out of that and finding your way back to that wide leg position. Good. Hands onto the mat or onto blocks. Maybe heel toeing the feet in a little bit. Good. Hands onto waist and slowly, slowly bringing yourselves back up. Nice. Coming back to the front of your mat. I'm going to do another classical salutation that will take us down to the mat. So you know what you're doing this time. Take the options that are right for you. Inhaling, arms overhead. Maybe that back bend feels a bit more accessible this time. And fold. As we inhale, we look up and the right foot is going backwards and we're coming down onto that back knee. Maybe we're going straight into our lunge this time. Good, and opening those arms. Hands back again. And framing that front foot. Taking left foot backwards, finding high plank. And we're coming down onto knees. Chest is coming down for our Ashtangasana. And we're sliding legs back. Good, inhale, cobra. Well done, and finding our way to down dog via knees. Good, right leg lifts nice and high, no hip roll this time. Foot is coming between hands at the front of the mat, coming down onto back knee. Once again, finding our lunge. Opening. And joining. Good, framing that front foot and bringing left foot to join the right at the front of the mat. Lifting up, back bend if we want it. And back down, good. Just the left side to do. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift left foot back. Finding our lunge. Open heart. Inhale. Exhale, frame that foot. High plank. Coming down onto knees. Chest. Good, finding cobra. Exhale, push into down dog. Left leg lifts. Finding our lunge. Open heart. And close. Framing that front foot. Bringing right foot in towards left. And last, inhale. Bend. Lovely. Okay. Finding your way down onto the mat. And finding our child's pose. Maybe a nice restorative child's pose here. Maybe we're stacking one hand on the other, or maybe popping a block under our forehead. Any variation you enjoy doing. Okay, lifting hips. This is where we're going to find that melting heart posture once more. So stacking hips over knees, stretching hands forwards and letting that heart sink down towards the mat. How does it feel this time compared to the first time round? Is it a bit looser? Do you still hate it? Good. Okay, sliding all the way forwards now until you're completely prone. And we're going to find a little shoulder twist here. So if you can all see me, cactus arms, or if you've got the space, outstretch arms. And let me mirror you. So taking left foot over the right leg, twisting backwards. Yeah, good. Yeah, nice. And maybe left hand is just going to come in towards that chest just to support us. So we're not forcing here. If it feels too uncomfortable, obviously back off. See what you're doing. Yeah, letting that hip roll out completely if it wants to. Oh, there's some bendy people in here. Good. Let that left foot settle down, whether it's onto your leg or on the floor. Okay, coming back down. And let's take that on to the other side. Again, taking it where you need to. Rolling over. Maybe that right hand's coming in just to help you, give you a bit more support here. Okay, untwisting. Come and have a lay on your back. So just coming to lay on your back, good. Feet planted on the ground, like we did at the start, knees bent, arms down by your side. I'm going to take a bridge here, and I'm really happy for you to take a supported bridge if you want to. So if you want to pop a block under your back, you can. So when you're ready, squeezing and lifting those hips nice and high. Yeah, good. Maybe joining fingers underneath to give you a little bit extra oomph. And now backing off a bit. Pop a block under your lower back. So just pop it right into your coccyx area, upper glutes, lower back, because this feels glorious. And I know at least one of you is struggling with some back pain, like me. Good. And maybe just rocking knees side to side, just to massage out that back. Yeah, good. Okay, lifting those hips and removing that block. Have a hug of your knees into your chest. Okay, crossing feet over, hold onto the outsides of your feet and start to roll forwards and backwards. So don't come up to sitting yet, just rolling forwards and back, getting some energy going through that spine. It's a wonderful massage. And in your own time, coming up to sit. Good, and just finding a comfortable seat here. If this is not comfortable for you, maybe you want to have a little sit on a bolster. If you're not comfy there, being where you need to be. I'm just going to finish with a pranayama, just some basic breath work. So just closing down your eyes. And if that's comfortable for you, yeah, maybe popping a warm layer on at this point if you want to. And once again, just starting to check in with that natural flow of your breath. And I want you to start imagining a little ball of light deep in your belly. And as you inhale, that light's going to travel up. And as you exhale, it's rooting back down. That light's going to stay with you through this breath. And let's start to bring a count to the breath. So we're going to inhale for 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to add a hold on this time. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale. And let's see if we can hold the exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Last one, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Releasing that count on the breath, just returning to the natural flow of your breath and just feeling that gorgeous little buzz that we get from our prana. In your own time, laying back down, maybe with a blanket or a warm layer. And preparing ourselves for our Shavasana here. Let's just take 3 releasing breaths. So inhale, fill those lungs. And exhale with a big sigh. Inhale. And release. Last one. Inhale. And release. Enjoy your rest, your Shavasana. You've earned it. Starting to find a bit of movement once again in your fingers, your toes. Slowly waking yourselves back up. Maybe taking a big overhead stretch. Hug your knees into chest once more. And rolling onto your preferred side. And in your own time, coming to sit back up when you're ready. Thank you for coming to practice, everyone. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. If you celebrate Halloween, have a lovely Halloween. Maybe light a candle for a loved one.